Hello. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Leadership Platform. My name is Samuel Eyim, and I'm excited to be with you this evening. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great because we have you great people here around, people who are intentional about their growth, and also because we have a great leader to share insight, to share her life and her experience with us so that we can learn. As we've informed you, this quarter, getting to the end of March, January to March, we're focusing on self-leadership, and all the topics we brought you from the book reviews and all are centered around how we can lead ourselves better. And so we're going to have a session on leading with a purpose today, and next week we are going to look at how to optimize our lives through the review of the 80-20 principle book, which we will review as the last session for this period of leading self. And so you are welcome. Please introduce yourself. Let us know where you are joining from so that we can announce you to the whole wide world. It is always our pleasure to announce you to the world. So do us a favor. Again, we invite you to invite your friends, your family, your colleagues, your bosses, your team members, everybody, your church members, to join the platform because we believe it will help you. Again, we request you humbly to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our posts. Like our pages so your friends will know what you're doing, that this is a great space to be in. On Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, we are present everywhere, learning and picking leadership lessons. So don't miss it. This is our favorite part of the week. Right. So at this point, I can see all the team members are here. Joy is here and Gideon is here. I know Vivian is somewhere, managing everything, all the platforms. And I want to thank all the team members for the great work they're doing. Priscilla, Hawa, and Charles, and Elizabeth, and everybody for great work. Good. We have here, I can see Jennifer Zache. I hope it's Zache here. Jennifer, you are welcome. And she says she's excited. I can see Conrad from Heritage Christian University and Truth TV of Amasamai. Thank you so much, Conrad, and your team for great work. Truth TV would broadcast this every Sunday evening and on Wednesdays. Maybe Conrad will share the time that is broadcast for us so that you don't miss it. Catch Truth TV wherever you are, several countries across the continent, and you would find the leadership platform on Sundays and I think on Wednesdays. All right. We also have Kwame JB here from the UK. Kwame, you are welcome. We have Richard Kings from Sunyane, Richard Jemfi from Sunyane. Richard, thank you so much. Richard Chum is also here. Richmond Chum, I think he's there from the mountains somewhere. We have Esther Nyamiche Akusia listening from Accra, and many more people are here. And thank you so very much. I have Sir Confidence Akakboni from the African College of Aviation in Jowolu, also with us. So please introduce yourself, and it will be our pleasure to announce you to the whole wide world. Now, it is my singular pleasure to invite to the leadership platform. Our speaker for today is an amazing friend. She's precious. Her name itself, as I was saying, is Precious Jewel. It is scarce commodity. Before you can find her, I was just telling her, you have to go around and search all around the corners before you can find her. But God's grace, she's here. So we're going to take full advantage of Yvonne Adiepena. I think on her official CV, she's hiding that one. There again, you can see, because she's so precious, there are some of the names you have to see me before you can find it. And she's Yvonne Adiepena Redu Akpabli. That's a full name. Maybe there's some of them also hiding, but you know, if you understand Chi Adiepena, something that is very, very scarce. Before you can get it, you have to work very, very hard. And she's worked very, very, very hard as an HR. Sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry. If you talk about Adiepena, sometimes you get trouble. But thank God she's with us here. She's an HR consultant and has over 16 years of experience in the HR field, including areas like employment law, performance management, retirement and selection, benefit planning, training and development, compliance issues. She has worked in different sectors, including the public sector, the NGO sector, telecoms, financial, national shipping, and multinational companies. So Yvonne has a wide range of experience across different places. She works with people. So the topic she's going to speak to us is going to speak from her experience. She holds an MBA in Human Resources Management from JIMPA, and she also holds a BA in English and French from the University of Cape Coast. She's certified as an a certified HR practitioner, and was recognized and judged by HR Focus as one of the top 40 HR practitioners in Ghana. So you can understand, when a global forum can recognize her, you know that it is not a small joke. All right. But beyond that, she also has a Bachelor of Laws degree. He has a Master of Laws degree. So she is made up of many, 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 many parts. And she's going to share with us her precious, difficult to find experience. And on that note, it is my pleasure to invite my good friend, Adiepena. I prefer that one today.
Hi. Thank you. Yes, Adiepena.
Now tell us, Adiepena, what happened before your mother gave you this name, Adiepena? You know, precious, something, maybe explain it to us.
So, I was named after my grandmother. You know the Akan naming structure. The first girl is named after your father's mother, who is called Amachumwa. So that's the original name, Amachumwa. But she was the kind of person that in the villages was like, she knew everything and everybody was scared of her at the same time. She had this aura around her, very confident, not afraid of anything. And no matter what you need, she can have a way to get it for you. And so she got that accolade from people. Because even though she will get it for you, you can't just find her like that and take what you want from her. So we went for a dinner in the community, and people were mentioning, hey, Adia Banana, when you say, then I'm like, oh, if this name is there, why don't I use this one rather instead of the Chum one? I don't know who the Chum is that she was even named after. And so I understood it, And when I got to know the meaning The idea pena means something valuable that is not common. I said, okay, am I not valuable? I am.
Ah,
So
you
hence
are.
the
You are.
idea.
You know, you guys, you can understand. For I think for the last almost 5 years we've been on this platform, we found her only once. You know, so so this is the second time we are getting her. So you know,
Oh,
that means
yeah,
we've worked so hard to get her
yeah,
for you.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Adia Penat, tell me what keeps you going. I mean, HR is not an easy area. You've you've touched so many sectors and you're consulting. What is the secret? What is your personal secret that keeps you going? And we want that hook to join us into what we are going to share today.
Yeah. It's good. It's
Wow.
good. Especially if I look at where I grew up, nurtured, how life has tossed me up and down, and where I am.
Mm,
Every time my credentials are being mentioned, I'm like, when did I
mm,
do that course? What pushed me to go and do it? How did I pay
mm,
for it? Then it comes
mm,
back to me that it's God. It's good.
mm,
I'm not
mm,
perfect, but I
mm-hmm.
believe you can't do it without Him. It's a
Yes.
lie. You cannot
Yeah.
succeed without
Yeah.
God. And then also the other push for me is my husband, quite a
Mm,
wonderful man who supports me in this journey. And
yeah.
then people.
Yeah.
God
Mm,
has blessed us with people. And I
mm,
don't take anything for granted. For example, being here is not a coincidence. It's part of God's plan for us to meet, for me to meet Jennifer, Mami, say confidence, foster. It's not by coincidence. There is a
yeah.
purpose to it, which ties
Yeah.
into what we are going to study today.
Yes.
Everything that happens to you, there is a purpose to it. Sometimes it's
Mm,
for a short term, medium term, long term. Sometimes it's for the now. Sometimes it's for the future. Sometimes it's for your benefit. Sometimes for the benefit of that person or that person's person. Okay,
mm,
let me give a typical example. I meet you at a funeral. Okay,
mm-hmm.
and I'm nice to you. You take my name, I take
I'm
your
actually
name.
coming from a funeral today, so it's an
A funeral,
interesting
okay.
example.
And then as we keep chatting along the line, you see a picture on my status. Ah, who is that young girl? She looks like you. I say, "Oh, she's my sister. She's single." You also have a friend who is single. You are like, okay, can I introduce
Mm,
your sister to my friend? Before we see they are married,
mm-hmm.
we have children who call
Mm-hmm.
you and I auntie and uncle. But we just
Mm-hmm.
met at a food.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even for our
Oh,
benefit, it's for them. And then 10 years,
yeah.
20 years down the line, the child they
Yeah.
had has become a doctor. We have been sent on emergency to that hospital. He sees me as like, ah, Auntie Yvonne, my friend, everybody stop the protocol. I'll take charge of this patient. Before
Yes.
we'll say, Jack, Yvonne is fine back home because of that child. So you are talking
Yeah.
about 20 years, 25 years of
Yeah.
something that happened at a funeral. Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
it's 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 those are the things that push me. People, just people.
Guys, we
Yeah,
are already deep into it already. You can see life. We are talking life here because we are talking about living a life with a purpose. And
yeah,
already we understand it. Everything that is happening in your life, there is a purpose to it. There's a God element. There is somebody supporting you. There are people in your life. And we hope that maybe you think that, oh, the problems that you're going through now is terrible and it's going to crush you. God is preparing something. So at this stage, Adiapena, I just want to leave the whole wide stage to you. Take us away
okay,
and share your nuggets. She's going to present to us in about 30 to 40 minutes. Don't go away. But after that one, that's where the meat is, that's where the juice is. When the questions and answers come, where your specific questions and issues you can share, and she will address them, and then you will have your best out of it. Adiepena, the stage is
yeah.
yours.
I'm sharing. I hope Okay, it says it's loading, so let's give it some few minutes and
All
then we
right.
can see.
All
But
right.
as
Gideon, you
it is
have a
loading,
presentation
I
just in
want to
case you can.
share a
Yeah,
story.
it's here.
Okay, loaded. Living
Mm-hmm.
with purpose, uncovering your true calling to lead with passion and impact. Oh, the impact is missing. So, this for me, I had my wake up call in 2008. I was questioning myself, and I was on maternity leave then after my second child. And I was asking myself, why am I here? And it's something I realized I used to ask as a child. Why wasn't I part of those who were taken away as slaves? Why was I born in Ghana? Why am I black? Why am I a woman? Why am I slave? I used to ask those questions as I was growing. I remember as young as 8, 9 years, I used to ask that question to myself. But in 2008, I was asking that who is Yvonne? Why is Yvonne here? And I was asking this question on the line of career. When we talk purpose, it can transcend various areas, but mine was on career. Who is Yvonne when we talk about career? So I started praying about it that God, I was working in the NGO sector. I was doing so well. But one of the things I realized was every time I tell somebody I'm a programs officer, I have to now explain what I'm doing, what I do. So I wanted something that in me because I was like, if a lawyer says he's a lawyer, nobody will ask him, what do you do? Or a teacher, a nurse, a Sunday school teacher. Nobody will ask. But you mention certain professions and you have to now explain. I didn't want it. And I was praying, 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 and God in His wisdom. Every time you focus on something in life, God brings it into your way. Like now, if you focus on pregnant women, you see a lot of them. If you focus on Ford Escape vehicle, you see a lot of them. Okay, that's how nature has been wired. So I chanced on Yahoo. It was this. It's like the Myers-Briggs thing that tells you who you are and what career you are good at and all of that. So, and it was free. So I decided to respond to the questionnaire. And when I did, it gave me series of professions that I can do with my personality and what I seek to do in future. HR was one of them, hospitality and teaching. Okay. Now I'm in HR. I also do a lot of teaching both in academic circles and corporate. So it's in line with it. So you need to go to God for it. But let's continue with what we have today and we'll see what next. What does it mean to live with purpose? The purpose of your life is the why, the reason that you get up every day. What makes you want to live and not die? What makes you want know that the work is not finished yet? There is still more ahead. That is what will sustain you. It's your why. God created all of us for a purpose, and the purpose is such that we are on this earth to deliver a certain result. He gives us different abilities and skills, which is in line with what he wants to do with the world. When you refuse to live your purpose, he will go to another person to deliver because there's a mandate he has as God to drive humanity. And so before you are born, that purpose is in you. And that is what he told Jeremiah, that before you were born, before I formed you, I knew you, and I had determined that you be a prophet. He did the same to Samson, that you are coming to be a deliverer. Because of that, I'm giving you supernatural power. That power will be in your hair. As long as you let it be, you have that power. You'll be fearless, you'll be strong, and the strength is not for you. It is for you to deliver Israel from their enemies. And he does that for everyone. Sometimes the purpose is so big, you'll be on a world stage. Sometimes it's so small, it's just for your small community or family. Whatever it is, That is why he brings you on the earth. And because of your purpose, he molds you in that structure. And I got to know this recently when I was in one church talking to young people. And I realized why God has given me this physique. Okay. My family is made up of big people, and it's very easy for me to put on weight, as I learned when I started giving birth. But I also realized it's quite easy for me to lose weight and be like I look like. So the young people see me and they think I'm their age mate, and it's easy for me to connect with them and deliver whatever information God wants me to give them. Okay. And so as you also God has given you that purpose, he puts those things inside you. That is why it's very dangerous to do certain things to your physical body. It may not help you to achieve your purpose, like what is happening now to most of our women with the botox and breast matters. That's a story for another day. Once you also know your purpose, you are able to live your life, like align it to what God wants you to do. And you align it with your own values. What can you tolerate? What don't you tolerate? Your passions, what drives you? And then it brings fulfillment, resilience, and impact. I used to go to one of my pastors whose church was at Ablekuman Fan Milk back in the days. And those days, the road was not well done. And you would always find some of these trotros plying the road. And I used to ask myself, what pushes these drivers to use this road as bad as it is? What moves them? Then I realize it's their purpose. So even though it is difficult, even though it is tough, it drives them. It gives them fulfillment to transport people every day on this rough road. They feel good. They see the impact they make in people's lives. And so even though there are difficulties, it drives them. When you don't know your purpose, one of the things that happens is that you easily get tired of doing something. When you start giving excuses, you complain, and this is where you start doing the negatives as far as that particular thing is concerned. Sometimes people start stealing, um and they steal time, they steal items, all because the fulfillment is not there. They don't know why they have been placed there to do what they are doing. Purpose really matters. Purpose really matters because it provides you with clarity and direction in life. Before God showed me what I was supposed to do as far as my career is concerned, I was just working for working sake. I was in the NGO first in the development sector, then I moved to the advocacy sector. And yes, I love traveling. It's also part of God's purpose for me because the work I do now, I travel a lot. And so I was just doing anything for everything's sake. But once I got to know that this is what he wants me to do, and he blessed me with my first HR opportunity at Send Ghana, and I always thank Mr. Siafa Kamara, the CEO and the then country director of Blessed Memories and Akulogu, who saw what I have and placed me in the position of HR manager. So I was the first HR manager for Send Ghana and Send West Africa. And it gives you clarity. So that was when I noticed that, okay, with this clarity and direction, if I am doing any course, if I'm reading any program, it should be in alignment with the call on my, as far as my career is concerned. So I went to read certificate in HR, later did the MBA, did the professional, and then went into law, focusing on labor law for my master's. It gives you direction. It also fuels passion and perseverance during challenges. Sometimes people think my career life has been so smooth, my family life has been so smooth. It hasn't. It hasn't. I am not the kind who trumpets my challenges. Okay. And I recently learned from Miles Monroe to shut up. If you know me, I talk a lot. But you realize lately I'm quite silent. I'm learning. So when the challenges come in my career, for example, you see it as a stepping stone, a call to a higher calling ahead. You see it as you are an arrow being pulled back to be launched further ahead. You see it as a redirection to reorganize yourself for something ahead. And so you don't just give up. I told you I'm a corporate trainer. When the training is not coming, what do? I'm working on a presentation slides with topics I think will come to me. So you invite me today that you need a training tomorrow. I have my slides already. I just update them because that is your passion. You, when you don't do it, you feel something is missing. And then you are also able to inspire others, which creates the ripple effect for positive change. If I tell you the number of people who come to me, Auntie Yvonne, we want you to be our mentor, we want to learn from you, we want to do this. I came into HR because of you, I am doing this because of you. It will amaze you. And that is what God wants. So that one day, when I am no more there, or I become too pompous, I don't want to practice, there are people who have been inspired and whose purpose is aligned with yours, who takes it up to continue. And that is what God wants for us. How do you discover your calling? And it's because of time, my slides are like this. If it's we had longer time, I'll do all the beautiful animations and the stuff that we love seeing with PowerPoint. How do you discover your true calling? I'm a Christian, so I'll go to how I got mine. You pray. Pray to God. Ask him for it. In James, he says that if you need wisdom, ask him. He doesn't give sparingly, he will give you much more than you need. Ask God for it. He created you. So he is the one to know why he put you on the earth. There are some people who are blessed. As soon as they are born, they know what they want to do. They get the support to do what they want to do, and they go. Some people like me, we just go round, 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 round before we discover our calling. Whatever time you want to discover, ask God for direction. Please don't copy. There's a new tendency these days. Oh, the people are reading law. I'm also going to do law. I want to become a lawyer. I can talk very well. I'm argumentative. That may not be your call. You can read the law, you will pass and pass very well, but you will be frustrated because that is not your call. The passion will not be there. When the challenges come, you drop it. But if you pray, God will show you what he wants you to do. He will put the resources around you to achieve it. He will make opportunities available to use that call on your life. So praying is important. And don't just pray 1 day or 2 days and say, me, I'm not seeing it, so I've stopped. No, pray for a long time. And I advise people, pick one time in the day, meet God, and all that you are talking to him about is, Father, let me know my purpose. What is your call on my life? And you are asking him not because you want to be a pastor. You are asking him to know your purpose, because whatever your purpose is, it is to serve humanity towards the kingdom. Then also reflect on your passions, strengths, skills, and values. Your passion is that which you love so much or hate so much. And my passion is seeing people thrive at work, seeing companies thrive. That is HR. There's another passion of mine. I can't stand children suffering. Like a child doesn't have dress to wear, can't go to school because the parents cannot pay school fees. A child is being beaten because of something he's done or even not done, but it can't be believed. And so that aspect of my life made me form Takwa Foundation, an NGO to support children and girls in school. I also had issues with growing up with my managing my menstrual hygiene. And I know how it affected me in my studies. Because of that, I do the PAD project under Takwa Foundation. Okay. And then there's this also thing I realized it started during the COVID that almost everything we needed, we had to import. Can't we produce things here? We can. So I'm trying to work on that by buying made in Ghana products as much as I can and trying to manufacture something myself. So I do the Takwa hair oil, shampoo, and pomade with local materials. Okay. That is passion. That which you love so much or hate so much should drive you. If you hate rubbish, it's one of the things that will drive you to form a recycling plant to produce things from rubbish. Okay. And then your strength. One of my strengths is the ability to talk. Since childhood, my parents used to say, "Ama kasanoma, obekasa sa." I can talk. I also like to research around things about people to deliver presentations. I also like, God has given me this strength, physical. I can stand for a long time. I won't feel tired. I won't feel weak. I can go hungry for quite some time too. So if I have a training, my family will tell you Yvonne will only eat after the training. Okay, that those are strengths, and this strength must lead you to your purpose or drive your purpose. Okay, lead your purpose. One of my strengths too is that I love traveling, especially by road. So if you are inviting me to come for a training in Bibiani Bechem, I'm not going to complain about distance. I will come. Either I'm driving, using public transport, motorbike, I will come and deliver because I love traveling. Just seeing the trees, seeing people, new places, trying new foods, that's a strength. Then your skills. What can you do even when you are asleep? If you wake me up now to deliver a training on recruitment and selection, I would do it hands down. Okay. You should know your skills. Cooking is not one of my skills. So I won't go into catering. My family members suffer. Now their stomachs are used to it. But I'm not a good cook and I don't like cooking. So I won't even go near it. But I am very good at teaching. I am very good at training, sharing information. So I do that with my family and I do that out there. What are your values? Integrity. You can't stand it when people are misusing whatever they've been given or what they are working on. What are your values? Are you customer focused? Are you somebody who is continuously learning or you complain? You should reflect on them and it will help you to know what comes easy to you. Identify what brings you joy and where you can make a difference. I've talked to you about when I'm dealing with children. So I teach Sunday school. It's a passion because of my love for children. And then I have the Takwa Foundation as well, where I'm making a difference in the lives of the children and the girls and their parents in the community. Identify what you greatly dislike. It can also drive you towards your purpose. Like I've talked about the rubbish thing and the recycling plant. And don't think too big. You can start this recycling thing because you hate refuse. All you are doing is um, segregating rubbish. So when Zoom Lion comes, they are picking papers. This how they use it when they go to the big recycling plant is their wahala. Then with time, you go online. When you go onto India websites, you will learn a lot about how they are recycling plastic, how they are recycling paper, and you learn from it. What comes easy for you is also one of the things that can help you know your purpose. I've told you about teaching is one of them, researching. Mine is not the theoretical big things, life issues, life skills. Okay. So what comes easy for you? And then you need to also experiment and take small steps towards your interest. So with my HR things, the experimentation started from where I worked, then from Saint Ghana, and then I was also blessed. I talked about the gift of people to have Dr. Bassey of the HRCC and now with the Institute of Leadership and Strategy, who also helped me to work on my teaching skills and gave me opportunities to teach and train. And I used to do a lot of pro bono, where I train for people without charging them as I should. Eh, Sometimes I make mistakes, but I learn from them. Last year, I ventured into HR retainership, where I am placing people in companies, provide the support from the background. Yes, some of them failed, but I've learned the lessons, and the next ones are going great. So you do it like that. Start in bits, take small steps. Don't give up. Don't give up. And then talk to those who have gone ahead of you. God makes life easy for us by placing people ahead of us. Some were born before you, some have achieved what you are looking before you, and you go and talk to them. Okay. You should have mentors. I disturb Dr. Bassey a lot. And then I also have some other informal mentors I reach out to. Talk to them, take apport from them, and you would move ahead. Once you have learned what you need to do, your call, your purpose on this earth, the next thing is to implement it. Put your actions into, put your purpose into action. And I am old school, and I recently learned that even though it's old school, is the best. Write it down. Write it down. So I have a big notebook. Let me show you so you know I am not talking out of. This is it. This is it. I've divided it into the passions I work on. That is the HR, which is H4 Factor, Takwa Foundation, and then my own life. Okay, issues, marriage, children, all of that. I have it there. So you need to have a notebook and you write these things down. If you discover your purpose, maybe the purpose itself, you can't craft it out well, but you can have bits and pieces of what you want to do that aligns you into that purpose. So you need to align it. And every action you take every day must be geared towards it. I'm currently reading this book, Business Principles from the Bible, or Bible Principles for Business. That's the book I'm reading now. I read that in the night. And why am I reading that book? I need biblical information to put this purpose of training, corporate support, HR into a business package. And I need guidance. So I'm not reading anything for reading's sake. It's geared towards that. And then daytime, I'm also reading Think Like a Billionaire because I want money. Money drives so many things in this world. And I need the money to not just for my business and to pay me, but for the foundation. Because even though donations are coming, USAID issue has taught me a lesson. What if it doesn't come? How do you support your foundation? So every day, every step you take is aligned towards that purpose. And what that means is that pretty soon some friends will drop because you can't talk to them as often as you do. Some habits will drop. Spending so much time on social media or on TV, it will go down. Programs you will stop attending because they don't add up to your purpose and vision. Certain, you would reduce a lot of things, and you would also increase or build so many things because you are aligning your daily actions to that vision. And then you also lead by example. You inspire others through your authenticity and commitment. When people see you, they shouldn't get double ideas and double information, because whether you like it or not, there are people copying you. Some are copying how you talk, how you dress, how you move, how you act, everything you do. So if you are telling them your purpose is to teach them to go to heaven, and then before you, they will see you are somewhere dancing some Hunhudious Salomeish dance and drinking alcohol to stupor. You are giving them mixed information and it is not helpful. So you need to lead by example. It is the difficult part of leading with passion and impact, because you have to lead in a way that you become unquestionable. It becomes like you are a new person altogether. It is tough. Sometimes people will say that I'm not being me. Yes, because of where you are going to, you can't be you. Imagine someone like Dr. Otabel. He cannot live outside his call. If we find him insulting, fighting, we will stop following him because he's giving us mixed information. Focus on creating value for others, not just for yourself. Give value to people. And I mentioned that earlier, I was even doing pro bono trainings. And then some of the trainings I do now, I don't even charge my daily fee because some entities cannot afford. You still give it to them at what they can afford, so that you, in the end, you see them coming back for something else, and you get continuous business and opportunities to live your purpose. Learn to serve and serve. Learn to serve others and serve. Sometimes when you are living your purpose, one advantage that comes to it is the recognition and honor. So you go to a program and they want you to sit in front, somebody wants to carry your bag and all of that. Please try to avoid that. Try to make sure you are still humble, you are serving in whatever capacity. And then it comes with sacrifice. Sometimes, if you want to lead your purpose and bring impact, you have to reduce your sleep. So weekdays, the earliest I'll sleep is 12 midnight. But on Saturdays, the earliest I'll wake up is 9 a.m. I sleep. On Sundays, if I'm not teaching, I sleep after church. So you sacrifice. You sacrifice your money, your time, sometimes even some of your peace of mind. And I would add this quotation by Simon Sinek. Leadership is not about being in charge, it's about taking care of those in your charge. So you have to serve. There are obstacles you would face. I've mentioned this earlier. It will come sometimes from the closest people who you think should support you. It will come. As you live your purpose, your friends will start complaining. Your families will talk. If you are married, your spouse will be one of the people. I am telling you from the source. You don't have time for me. I don't get you anymore. It will come. So embrace them as opportunities. Don't see those people as enemies. See them as how do we call these things? You know, when you are driving, those red signs, cautions, and take their feedback and see which ones you work on, because you can work on your purpose, you reach your goal, and you realize you don't have anybody else close to you to celebrate you. Outsiders are doing it, but those closest to you are not. So surround yourself also with supportive, like-minded individuals. And this requires a careful review of the people around you. Continue to read and learn. Don't think you are there already, so you are fine. No, continue to read around it, continue to learn. So I'm happy for those who have tuned in to this program. It's an opportunity to learn, it's an opportunity to gain some insights, even if you already know what you have to do. And then Ralph Waldo says the purpose of life is not to be happy, it is to be useful, honorable, compassionate, and have some difference that you have lived and lived well. So start your journey today. Start now. Start now. Reflect on your purpose and take small steps towards it today. Don't wait. I like the quotation from Maya Angelou. The time to start is now. The doubt will be there. The fear of the unknown will be there. The criticisms will be there. There are people who will tell you that when you look back in your family, who has done this before? Why do you want to do this? It is not in our genes to be successful in something like this. It will come. Don't mind them. Start anyway. When you fail, it's an opportunity to do it better, or even know that this is not for me, then you go back. But when you don't do it at all, you wouldn't even know if you'll be successful. So reflect on your purpose and take one small step towards it each day. Each and every day, take a step towards it. And this means that you have a plan. Once you get to know your purpose, you have an action plan. What are the actions I need to take? When do I need to take these actions? What resources do I need to take the actions? Who do I need to help me on these actions? And once you've done that, each day you know what to do, each week, each month, before you see, you are already there. And then be committed to leading with passion, authenticity, and impact. That every time you make an impact somewhere in someone's life, every day. And remember, your purpose is not a destination, it is a journey. So when you think you have arrived, you see that the purpose will birth another purpose for you to move on. And I would like to end with the quotation from Pablo Picasso. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. And there is something Miles Monroe also says, that there are two times to be born: when you are born physically into this world, and when you get to know your purpose. So thank you very much. I stand by for questions and feedback or updates on it.
Great. Right. We will take a quick break and we'll come back and discuss what has been shared and take your questions and your comments. So let's take a quick break while Pena take some water. Gideon.
I am winning on all fronts limitlessly.
I have made tremendous improvement at work through delegating and empowering teams.
We started with the law of intentionality, which specifically makes it clear that growth cannot just happen. You have to be intentional about your growth.
CTO Africa Leadership brings you the Grow Journey, a series of masterclasses based on John C. Maxwell's book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. In this 10-week virtual growth accelerator, you will acquire the skills to thrive and flourish as you evolve into a more impactful and fulfilled individual. You will master the art of personal and professional development as you craft and execute your customized growth plan. Limited seats available. Register now for the next cohort.
Hey there, join the next cohort of CTO Ghana's growth journey.
The next cohort is coming on. Get involved and your life will never be the same.
Great. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you so very much. Dear Pena, guys, I told you from the beginning, some of the nuggets you're picking, it's difficult to find them, except from the Adia Pena herself. So thank you so much, Yvonne. We're going to come back. Let me see who is in the house. I have taken a lot of notes and I have some questions for you, but let's see what people are saying, and let's take their comments. Please go ahead, share your comments, your questions. You can share your experience. And Adia Pena is here. She's all yours. So we have Mami Dokua Otabil also in the house, listening from Afienya. This Afienya Mateko. Okay. Then there is Foster Bediakon is here from Kumerica. We see you, the Kumericans. They are here. All right. We have Evans Odum is here. Evans, you are welcome to the leadership platform. He says he's watching from Kasua. All right. Albert Donko from DC. Please, are you close to Donald Trump? Will you say something to him for us? Those of you close in DC. Albert, thank you so much for joining. Olivia is here, our regular. Say good day to CTL Africa team and us all. Thank you so much, Olivia. All right. She says, bless his soul, Reverend Miles Moreau of blessed memory, such a very great and practical teacher. And yes, please, he also brings the word of our Lord, I think. All right. Um, Alive. Many thanks, Yvonne, to encourage prayer with a focus and purpose. Good. Natalia Quadri is here, a regular, and usually I'm most commenting participant. So, Natalia, I'm waiting for your question today. It says, that's it for some of us traveling no matter the distance. So, you have a partner. Next time you are going, please invite Natalia. But she says, I'm into segregation. I don't understand that. Natalia,
Oh,
you come back.
that's refuse segregation, paper, plastics, bottles,
All
to
right.
help our
Okay.
refuse problems, environmental preservation. Thank you, Natalia. That's
Thank you,
good.
Natalia. Please, will you be able to go to the Galamsey side and try to segregate a bit for us so that we can get some water to drink? He says, those who feel lazy should also utilize notebook on their phones, except backups won't always be possible. All right. Thank you very much. As always, Natalia giving us some ideas there. She says she hasn't even watched TV for the last 5 years. Ooh, that's good. George says, Adia Pena, my favorite person. All right. So you have somebody, great fan here from Kofi Adi. All right. And then we have, let me see who else is here. Okay. We talk about Vivian, Natalia, Philip Kwe is here. And he says, kudos. Oh, guys, no question. This woman is here. Ask all the
There's
questions.
a question from
There's a
Natalia.
question. All right, let's
Yes.
see. What does she say? Is discovering one's purpose an ongoing phenomenon or it comes once and for all? Okay, so we'll start from there. And
Okay.
so, Yvonne, what says that?
All right. It's an ongoing purpose process. Now, I mentioned that I discovered mine for career.
Mhm,
Okay. Now,
mhm,
when you take every human being, our lives are compartmentalized. Let me use mine. I'm a wife,
mhm,
I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a sister in law, I'm a
mhm,
worker, I'm an entrepreneur. Let me just focus on this six. All of
mm,
this is standing on my me as a Christian, which is seven. Okay. I've
mhm,
discovered this for my career. That's why I have the H4 factor and the Takwa Foundation. As I move along, I've also discovered that you need to make it a legacy. You don't want it to come and go.
mhm,
So, if it is a legacy, one of your children should lead it for you in your absence. It helps that way. So, which
mhm,
of your children is showing those tendencies for you to guide them towards it? What are you even putting in place now to make sure that when they come on board, they will find it interesting, it will fit into their passions and all of that? Then, as you
yeah,
go along, you would also discover that this is going well, this is good. As a wife, I've also been called to help other married women. So I do a little marital consulting, counseling, sorry, but that is mainly on the sexual part of marriage. Okay,
mm,
that I work on. Yes. And then you keep going and you realize as a family member, you can't just be in the family going for my family meetings and funerals and then God drops something to you. You need to do
mhm,
something for the family. So it's an ongoing process, but it starts with that one big bang because you need, I call it the foundation for the purpose. You need that one thing that drives you. Like what drives Samuel, this leadership thing? That's the drive. So when he's talking to you as a wife, is leadership. As a friend, leadership. And he's looking for more opportunities and avenues to build more leaders. So you may not be a leader like a president standing there for all of us to see you, but that small corner you find yourself, you should display leadership skills. Take initiative, be innovative, and don't wait for others to, so it goes on and on. It does not end. So when I hear people say, medium pimp, I've reached my destination. So I mentioned that it's a journey. So it's not a one-off. So you see that even with this segregation you are doing, before you see you are into plants. It may not be very big plants for you to give God the excuse that you are not getting land to put it on it or you don't have the money. You can start with small machinery, melting the plastic in that small plot and turning it into small pallet. As time goes on, something else comes up and it grows and grows and grows till and sometimes even the picture for the purpose, the vision is not clear yet. So you are doing trials and error as you go along. Before you see now it's very clear, then you zoom along. That is why it's important to write. Write it down. Write it down. Natalia is encouraging us to write it in a notebook because even the phone, sometimes you don't get your backup. But there you are. So write it down. Yeah.
Great. Now, just to pick up a bit on that, on those thoughts, and you talk about the destination. It's not a destination. John Maxwell will call it destination disease, when people who think that I have either arrived or if I'm going to get to that place and I'm over and I'm done. That's a destination disease. Discovering your purpose, you say, is continuous. But you also say, but there's that one big bang that you have to have. Now, I want to tie that up with also your very first statement, and it's gone through your presentation about the God factor. Okay, those of us who believe in the God factor, one of the questions that a lot of people also ask, we have so many people who are praying in the church and praying and praying and praying, and they've been praying, and every day they've been praying for the last 2,000 years, and they still don't seem to have discovered their purpose. What do you say to those people on the one hand that think that maybe, God should come and give me some revelation, some vision of my purpose, and he's not giving it to me? And because the Bible has said, my children, my young ones will see visions, and I'm not seeing anything, and they are praying. And a lot of people are hooked up
You
into
really
this. And I
got
just
me
want you to throw a bit more light on that.
As Christians, we should understand this about God. He knows us at our levels. And I want to give an example. When my mom passed on, before she did, she used to talk about people who, when they die and they love you, they will appear to you in dreams if they are saints, and quotes Bible to support it. And we used to tell her that my youngest brother is afraid of those things. And she would say, oh, then he won't see me in his dreams. My mother has been gone for almost 17 years. Our last born has never dreamt of her or had any premonitions of her. That is how God works. It is not everybody who will see the smoke with the lightning. Kudu, 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 kudu. God is here. My son, see the paper on the wall. You have been called to do a law. I want you to be a lawyer. No. God speaks to us in different ways based on our capacities. For some, he will use an animal to talk to you like he did to Balaam and Balak. But for some, he would come himself like he did to Moses. For others, they will hear. And this prayer issue you mentioned, sometimes it's because we are praying amiss. You are asking for your purpose, but already purpose is in your heart. You know what you want, and you are just asking him to confirm it for you. You won't get the answer you are looking for. So as you ask God for
You
purpose
already
to,
you already have the answer you are looking for.
and then also, because we are physical flesh, you should also be open to the pointers God gives you. I talked about things you have passion for, meaning something you hate so much or something you love so much. He would sometimes bring you realize that the same things keep coming to you, the same things keep coming to you. Then you know that, Charlie, like this marital thing, I had friends and young married people always coming to me, Auntie Yvonne, you've been married for a long time. I've just been married for 3 years. I'm not having the passion for the bedroom anymore. And he keeps coming. And I ask myself, now who am I to start talking to these people about what happens in the bedroom? Then before I will see, I've seen some article online about it. I read it, I get some information. You are in trotro and people are discussing issues about it. What other answer do you need God to give you that this is something I want you to take up as my child? Okay, so the answer may not come in thunder and lightning, in smoke, but as you ask God, just know that He will drop it in your lap if you are open. Firstly, just like all the prayer principles, go with an open mind. Be ready with what He tells you. As you are going, you want Him to tell you that you are going to be an university lecturer, but He wants you to teach KG, kindergarten. So that you see the children, the kindergarten thing, you even get dreams on it. No, you want to be in the university. You won't get the answer you are looking for. And then whatever He tells you must be aligned to scripture. Whatever God wants you to do will not be opposite of His word, what He has written in it. So if you are not even sure of what you heard, maybe you think it's your mind playing with you, go to the Bible. What does the Bible say about it? Is it biblical? If you are a Muslim, you can also juxtapose it with the Quran to see. Because if it is not biblical, then it's not God asking you to do it. It's not Him asking you to do it.
Yeah.
So as you ask Him, have these at the back of your mind. And the last thing I'll add to it is, why are you asking Him for that? Is it because you want to become famous so that everywhere people pass, they are seeing your flyers and your face? Is it because you want to earn money? God gives us the gift to serve people. So if you are not going to use it to serve, to improve humanity, then He can't give you that call. So
Yeah.
those are some of the things that we should look out for. And
Yeah.
remember, if you are spending too much time to know your purpose through prayer, it means that all that time you are praying, you are not doing anything. That's not God.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Mm-hmm.
God of action.
Faith
Yes.
without works is dead.
Is dead. Is dead. So
All
you can't
right.
just be in the church praying and praying and praying. 6 months gone. You are not doing anything,
Mm.
just living life as it should be. That's not good.
Yeah.
And that is why at some point He will put a burden in your heart. You start feeling uneasy with what you are doing. You want more, you realize this is not it. Yes, He will push you.
Yeah.
There are times He will push you. And His push can take different forms. Sometimes He will make them dismiss you from work for a very little mistake, so that you
Mm-hmm.
sit up and come back to Him for Him to put you on that line. Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's an accident that will happen to redirect you and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what I'm hearing also, guys, is that you have to be present with what is going on with your life. You have to be aware of what is going on in your life, and seize the moments that are happening. John Maxwell has said, sometimes we say experience is the best teacher, and John says no, experience is not the best teacher. It is examined experience that is the
Experience.
best teacher.
That's it.
So how are you examining your experiences? And sometimes we're experiencing things because we are not intentional, we are not focused, we are not present on what is going on in our life, in our life. We're not examining them enough to be able to take the lessons. And what I'm hearing is that You have to be present with what is going on in your life and not just go set goals for God to do for you and and just sleep. All right. Now,
Yeah.
let me take a
And
few of the comments.
let
Yes,
me add
please.
one thing too. Whatever purpose God calls you to is to solve a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
because charity begins at home, the problem should be from your family, community, nation, and the world. So if we
Yeah.
take somebody like Miles Monroe, he gave us a new perspective of worshiping God and living life. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what you are also doing at CTL is to build leadership in us because God is a leader. He created us in his own image and we are supposed to lead
Yeah.
from where we are. So if
Yeah.
the purpose is not solving a problem, you have to
Mm.
watch it. So as you
Yeah.
pray, if you are not getting answers, one of the things you have to do is examine what problems are around me in this
Mm-hmm.
community, in this family. What are the problems I am
Yeah.
facing or we are facing? How can
Mm-hmm.
God use me to solve them?
Yeah.
Then you would also drop it on your life.
This is absolutely important because sometimes we are seeing the problems. God is showing us all the problems, and then we are looking for somebody to come and solve those problems for
Someone
us.
else to come
When
and
that
solve
is
it
where
for
your
us.
purpose
Yeah.
is. When I was in sixth form, we used to have a teacher, as accounting teacher, and then he used to say, "Look, there's money in the gutters in this country. Why are people traveling and going outside of this country? There's money in the
Mhm.
gutters all over around." Now,
Yeah.
we didn't understand as young people until Zoom Lion came on the scene. And
Yeah.
now we know there's money in the gutters, in the rubbish and this thing. And Zoom Lion is collecting all the rubbish and making all the money. So the problems that are staring at you, and you also talked about serving, whatever you are
Yeah.
intending as your purpose should be to serve people. So I think we are learning something. Thank you so very much. And as
Yeah.
Kofi
Well,
Kakraba Afo says, a great presentation. I teach on purpose myself and glad you hit the nail on the head. Living out your
oh, thank you.
purpose is the difference between fulfillment and success. Great evening. Philip Kwe says, if the teacher teaches so well as Adia Pena has done, I underline that she has answered the
Oh,
questions already. So that's why there are
thank
no more
you.
questions I can see. Then
The,
Nanaya also say she's watching from Awoshi. It's my first time. Nanaya, you've missed a lot,
you're
but there
welcome.
is opportunity. Go to our YouTube, and we've done this for every Saturday for the last, what is it, 4 or 5 years. This is our
5 years.
202nd edition, continuously every Saturday since COVID. So we have lots and lots and lots of lessons on the leadership platform, CTL Africa Leadership, and you will get plenty lessons here. All right. Joy, I think, has one question for you. Thank you, Yvonne. I find that people with multiple talents struggle to find a path to pursue compared to others who know they have one thing to focus on. How will you guide such an individual? Okay, so that's a great question.
Great.
And people are so
Yeah.
talented that they are spread. It says,
Yeah. You
oh,
can do
master,
everything.
jack of all trade, master of none. But there are others who say
Yeah.
that, look, we, like you said, we are talented, we are multiple talented. How do you harness all those talent? Let me see if there's
Yeah.
any related questions so you can add. Please, in your quest to finding or fulfilling your purpose, like Moses on the mountain, should you be quiet, not involving yourself with your people until
Your
you
people.
finish? All right. Go and hide somewhere in the mountain like Moses until you see the fire burning in the bush.
Okay.
Then you come out. All right.
Let
So
me take
then Francis says,
Floyd's question
okay,
first.
just add this one. And Francis says
Okay.
also, what is the purpose of burden of purpose?
Oh,
Now, right, this one we need some people are taking us to a philosophy class, so
you know now.
We will go
So,
down.
Joy, when you identify you have a lot of talents, first of all, this is where the notebook comes in. What are the talents you are talking about? You
Yeah.
list them down. Which ones are you passionate about? You prioritize them in that order. Then you take each one of them and ask yourself what problems are around you that the talent can help you to solve. How can you use it to serve people? You write all that down. When you finish, you ask yourself which ones will have the greatest impact. Remember, we said leading with impact. So, which
Mhm.
ones will have the greatest impact? Then, as you categorize the impact, now you start working on them in that manner. As time goes on, you realize that some of them will fizzle out because they are not really giving you the impact. Some of them become a supporting talent to the main one. Like I mentioned to you, I'm into training, I'm into consulting, I do personal career development for individuals, I do CV drafting and review, I do the H4 Takwa Foundation, the NGO, which is for the children, their parents, there's young girls. I'm also into Takwa hair oil production and all of that. So you can have all of these. It's possible, but do what I'm encouraging you to do. Write all your talents down. You are good at teaching. You are good at singing. You are good at write all of them down. Then ask yourself what problems are in the area around you and how can they solve. Then when you are finished, what is the impact they will create? Then you arrange them according to the impact quantum, the greatest on the top. Then you outline actions to start implementing from the greatest impact down, and you will see that you are living your purpose. So
Just to just
Jedediah
to
is
just
saying that when
in
you
a bit
are
before you go to the next point,
okay.
because that's on that one, and it is very, very important to evaluate what the impact is. Just for
Mhm.
those who are listening, let's meet next week because the book we are reviewing is going to also help you. The eighty
Okay.
twenty rule, because you have a
80/20
thousand
rule.
and one things to do, but
The
there's studies
good
to
book.
show that 80% of your results are going to come from 20% of
20% of effort.
all those opportunities and resources and talents and so on. So we will discuss that a bit more detail also next week when we come for our book review. Sorry to interject, Sediepe, now I just wanted to support you on that, evaluating the impact of what you're doing so that you can focus on that. Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, madam, sir. We are all for you. There was a question from
One from
Francis.
France. Yeah.
Francis, whether you should go and hide in the mountains before you can. Don't tell
So
anybody.
one of the things you do when you discover your purpose is I call it the incubation period, where
Mhm.
now you know what God wants you to do. You will now put out the strategies, the actions, and the resources. During that time, it's a solo movement. This is because even for you, the thing is not too clear. Then you go and share before you see they are discouraging you, and some
Mm.
people will even take your dream and live it for you. Once you share with them, they now put in strategies because they have the resources, they start doing it. I don't know if you've heard that. This was my idea, I shared it and the person has taken it. So during that period you are a walk alone person, and that's the time you lose friends and get people saying you've become too known these days, you are too anti-so and all of that. You are planning, you are preparing, you are cooking something, you are developing something, and you want to be alone. And as you put it together, to you are praying, you are asking God for guidance, you will talk to people, interact with people, but these are people who add up to it. These are trailblazers who have gone ahead of you and will share with you, and not those who are just coming to chip off what you are doing. So that season you be quiet, but when you are now ready with what you are doing, and you start and you realize this is not a burden I can carry alone, you cautiously, intentionally, prayerfully bring people on board. But even at that stage, I tell you, don't share all the purpose as you found it. Keep it to yourself. It's your purpose anyway, not another person's. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you're sharing with somebody who you know is going to help you develop it, a mentor or a coach that will help you refine that purpose. It's not just, sometimes you just go and then you just announce everybody in the church, God has shown me this. And when you are even not clear about it yourself, and so on and so forth. Thank you for that. I think there was one other question from Francis. It says, that's a philosophical question. What is the purpose of burden of purpose? This one only
You
you can
remember
understand.
I mentioned that there are times you feel this burden. You are going about your life, going and coming, but there's this heaviness, this dissatisfaction, this
Mm-hmm,
irritability in your spirit that this is not it. There is something more out there. There is something. And the purpose of that burden is to redirect you and for you to live your purpose, for you to
mm-hmm,
come back. So because you ask yourself, so is this it? And
mm-hmm,
what is it?
mm-hmm,
And sometimes you realize things that you used to be okay with now makes you angry, upset, and
mm-hmm.
it's part of that burden to bring you back to where you are supposed to be, to live that
Mm-hmm.
purpose of God. I don't know if that answers your
Yeah.
question, but the purpose
I,
of that burden of purpose, that's the purpose of
mm-hmm,
it, to
mm-hmm.
give you the burden to know that this is not where you are supposed to be. My friend, move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Move. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Elizabeth says, thanks so much for sharing your knowledge with us. Richmond says, great presentation. Our life purpose should make our world better than the way we found it. That's true. Albert says, can one focus on what he's doing now to discover purpose or need passion first?
Great.
All
It's
right.
the question of the chicken and the egg. Who
Chicken and
came
egg.
first? It,
Yes. Yes.
it all depends.
Mm-hmm.
When you are born, whether you know your purpose or not, you live life. You
Yes.
live. And as you are living, you can discover your purpose through it and gain the passion through it.
Mm-hmm.
There are some who have the passion from the onset. I was listening to the life of Jerry John Rawlings, and it was said that as young as he was building paper planes and metal planes, flying them around, causing havoc on compounds, the compound they were living in, using torchlight batteries to propel them, and sometimes damaging things at home. For him, the passion to fly an aeroplane was from childhood. And God bless the mother for not preventing him from continuing with his experiments. But some of us, we were just living, okay,
Mm-hmm.
just going and coming. It took that burden, that shake, that dissatisfaction to now put us where God wants us to be. So
Yeah.
for some it comes before the purpose, for some the purpose comes before the passion. But
Yeah.
whichever comes first, if it is your purpose, you will realize that there is that passion that pushes it, that makes you
Yes.
not to give up even when it's not working, that makes
Yeah.
you want to continue it even in the midst of all the opposition.
Yeah.
So let me
Yeah.
use a career for example. You finish university, maybe you read a course like archaeology, but your call is to um, um, provide leadership and life skills for the youth. That's your call.
Mm-hmm.
When you
Mm-hmm.
finished your course in archaeology, you got a job with a firm that took you to Bibiani, the caves, to go and do your research and findings and all of that. In the
Mm-hmm.
course of that, you went with some young people who are indigens in the community to help you know the caves and what to do to get in and all of that. As you were going, you were chatting with them, getting to know their challenges, their own passions that they can't live and all of that. You will realize that by the end of that particular research you went to do in BBNE, something pops up that propels you towards that you're calling to be a minister to the young people. So
Yeah.
that's how it works. Yeah. So
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
neglect small things that come your way. That's why I'm saying there's a purpose for everything. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
happens by chance with God. Nothing
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
So when CTL approached me for the session, it was difficult for us to plot. But the question I kept asking myself, why did God bring them to me? I'm not the only one who can share. There
Mm-hmm.
is a purpose
Mm-hmm.
for it. So you want
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. Even if it will be 6 months down the line. We arranged this in December
Yes.
last year. Yes.
Yes.
Put it on. So everybody who can Saturday, I say, no, my Saturday evening is booked. No, no, no. There's a purpose for it. These amazing
Yeah.
people I've met here today and all the things we've shared. Now I know Natalia is into segregation. If I want to do
Yes.
something segregation, I go to her. Don't neglect any of them, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because Romans 8:28 says, all things work for our good. Every one of them propels us towards God's plans for us. Yeah.
Yeah. And that follows up the other question of does purpose change? I think that is.
I would say purpose changes. I would say the how it is delivered changes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Purpose. If it is your call, let me use Miles Monroe. If he's teaching in US, the package is different. If he's teaching in Ghana, the package is different. So
Yeah.
it's the same purpose of teaching and making the word of God come alive, but the packaging is different. The purpose will not change. If it is from God, it doesn't change. Because that's why
All
he
right.
has called you. And if you
All
take
right.
someone like David, his purpose was to deliver Israel through war. So he did all the wars, kept fighting, even fighting with his own son. That was his purpose. And every battle he won, he fought, he won as long as he went with God. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we take
Yeah.
somebody like a Solomon who was not supposed to fight. Because God knew his purpose was not to fight. There was no war around him. Nothing. It's not his purpose. Yes.
Yeah.
So the purpose, if it is God's call for your life, it won't change. It's the
Great.
packaging of it that changes.
Good. There are so many comments, but there's one last question which I believe you want to address before. And can one's purpose be to guide and help others discover theirs?
Yes, and that is what Samuel is doing for us.
Yes. Yes.
There are some whose responsibility and purpose on earth is to guide others to know who they are, and
Yes.
there are some who have to hold your hand. What we refer to in Christendom as divine helpers.
Yeah.
They are supposed to help you do something. So they may not do it, but that's their purpose. Take
Yeah.
somebody like Uncle Bo White, what he's doing for marriages. Amazing stuff. But I hear he has no biological child. But look at
No.
what he's doing for people. That is his purpose. So he may not enjoy it and benefit from it. But look at the number of people he's impacting. Now he started a new session on
Yeah.
Instagram. He
Yeah.
calls it the tips.
Yeah. And
If
that's
you
our
are
purpose here. That.
yes, if you're a wife and you
Yeah.
are missing it, you are missing a lot. That is his purpose. So that's why sometimes
Yeah.
I tell people
Yeah.
be very careful when you are criticizing certain people. That if you are a savior, why are you hanging on the cross? His purpose was to
Mm-hmm.
save you. How he does
Mm-hmm.
the saving is not your wahala. So the person may not be enjoying his marriage, but he can give you solid marital principles that will make you survive and
Mm-hmm.
win. That is his
Yeah.
purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Okay, though.
possible.
Good. I think we're learning quite so much this evening, and the time is working against us. So all the other comments that have come, guys, I'll assume that they have all been read. Great comments from
Yes.
everybody, and we
Yeah.
appreciate all of you. Now we are going to come to the end. There's one last question, because then sometimes we have come some students here, and
Okay.
I think one of the things you talked about, I mean, one of the things that some of the students worry about is, so they gave me this course, and that's not what I want, and so on and so forth. Now I'm finding that your first course is English and something, 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 and then you did something else, and then you did something else.
Yeah.
I was forced to study law. I thought they didn't change it for me, but today when I look back, maybe I don't know if I didn't do law, what would have happened, because it served so well. Today I'm not practicing law. I thought, actually somebody called me today wanting me to take up some legal work. I said, my friend, I'm not a lawyer anymore, but I have my wig and gown. So I just want you to take a minute or two. We have a few more minutes to close, to just address people who are doing courses and so on, and they are saying, I don't like this. How does all that fit into their purpose? How should they handle some such situations?
So for me, it comes back to God's purpose. Okay. Sometimes these mistakes become your blessing. When we finished A levels, a neighbor of ours, when his O level was O level, his results came. He was given science subjects. That was a mistake from WAEC. He was an art student. They gave him science subject, a lot of A's and B's. So we said, but you didn't read this course. He said, but that's what WAEC has given me. I'm sending it. So he used it to get his A level, great school, great courses. When you read science and you pass, you can choose any of the courses you want, the cons and those things.
Yes.
Then went further to read law in KNUST. So we're like, but you cry, what did you set out to do? He says, Charlie, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was thinking of police, I was thinking of soldier, and I realized they are all law, like legal, ensuring people abide by the rules. So I've fallen into it. But he didn't want to practice the law in court. So he ended up becoming the legal practitioner for one of the telecom support services in Ghana. So some of these things, that's why I love Romans 8:28. All things work for my good because I love the
Yes.
Lord. So it may be an error, but it will come back to do you good. The first thing you ask yourself is, why have I been given this course? What can I do with it? Talk to people who have read it. I wanted to read law in my first degree. When I came to Legon to talk to the career counseling unit, something that the woman found strange because people don't come there. And she told me that for the first 2 years, for the first year, you won't read law. And if you don't pass those core subjects, you won't get the law. So with your subjects, I will advise you, go to UCC, look for BSEC or any other course that you can use your languages for. I said, okay. Then I went to UCC. My mind, I wanted to do English and French with education diploma, not knowing that was the year they had stopped the by force diploma. So I only got English and French. I wanted to change it to be SEC, and they couldn't allow me. But later I thank God for it because I'm not good with maths. So the maths bits of the business side of the bilingual secretaryship would have affected me. So I did my English and French, and it has helped me a lot. With the English, I mean, you do everything in English. Okay, so reading and expressing myself, it's good. Dr. Saki helped us to put our pronunciations in order. So it helped me. Then after my first degree, I knew that if I want to read another degree, it should be in line with what I want to learn. I wanted to do development studies. I bought forms at UDS and UCC. I couldn't get admission. And I was wondering why, because I was in the NGO sector, I was doing so well. And I remember my mother telling me that if they didn't give it to you, maybe it's not yet time, so wait. And I thank God they didn't, because that is what propelled me to read the certificate in HR when I got my HR job, did my master's, and I've continued on that trajectory. So when you get a course that you don't want, you don't like, you didn't think you will be given, especially if it's not a parent forcing it on you, because the parents will also do that, but that's a discussion for another day. Maybe you bought the forms and the school has given you those forms. Ask yourself, what is the purpose of this course? What can I do with this course when I finish? Who has read it before? What were the challenges? How did the person cope? And I did that for my English and French in UCC. And all those I met gave me good pointers that helped me to read the course. And then if it is a first degree, don't worry. When you finish, you worked a few years, you can now know your core, and then you take a course aligned to your core. If it is not a first degree, then that one I think you should do a lot more about it. But if it is a first degree, the first degree is more like a universal something to equip you with tertiary skills for work. So it's not too hard or fast about it. People read certain courses, and before we see their business mongols outside what they read. So that's what I'll add to it. But all in all, it works for your good. It works for your good. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, our time is up, but we will leave you the stage to share your dessert, your final word with us, so that we
Yeah.
can take that final word home.
Yeah. If you don't know your purpose, please don't feel bad yet. Don't beat yourself. Keep praying, keep watching, keep looking. We've learned a lot around us today that your passion can be something you hate, something you love. It should solve problems around you. Keep pursuing to find what your purpose is, then you live it. If you already know your purpose, but you've put it aside because of money problems, please go back and take it up and see who and who in society can support you to work on it. And then, if you know your purpose and you are living it, try to inspire other people, get others to be with you in it, so that when you move on, either to the other side of the world or to other purposes, there will be someone to carry that along. So that's the little I'll leave you with. And tap into what Natalia has said. Keep serving. Keep serving. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so very much. And Natalia, I see you have another question. I'll take that question with you offline. We've crossed the time already, but we'll talk about that other question about the scripture saying, none is a father except a father in heaven. How do we put these titles on humanity? So we'll talk about that one offside. All right. On that note, I just want to thank you, Adia Pena. It's been a great session, great learning, share your experiences in such a simple, down to earth way. And I believe that everybody who has been here has benefited. I want to thank you so much. And I want to thank everybody who's been very active audience this evening. We've had interaction from all of you. Your questions, your contributions has been great. Thank you, everybody. Continue to share our site, subscribe, share with your friends, and like our pages on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, so that we can get as many people to understand their purpose as possible. And on that note, I want to thank you and thank my team, Joy, Vivian, Gideon, and all the others who are working so hard, Lisbeth, Priscilla, Howard, and everybody. Until we come your way next week, just remember, next week we are having a discussion on the book. Let me show that book to you. This is the book that we are reviewing next week. The 80-20 principle and how to make the best out of everything and get the best results out of your life. And that probably will be the last session on the Leading Self series, which we've been doing from January to the end of March. So make a date with us, go back to the other lessons and learn how you can lead yourself. God bless you and see you next week. Bye-bye.